Hi everyone. So today's card's going to be using Peachy Keen stamps, my pink stamper stamps, which are old school stamps from a long time ago, but I love them and I drag them out all the time, or every year. And I've also got an SVG cut file for a pop-up box card that I got from Whitlock. She does some amazing stuff on there, so I would check her out. And these are all the pieces, so basically you can either try and do this yourself if you are clever enough for that. I'm not, so I couldn't work the maths out, but basically there's all the pieces that you need to put this card together in the cut file, and they're really not expensive. They're like £1 or so, they're about maybe a little bit more, and then you've got it forever. So I'm just using some vintage photo distress ink all around the edges of everything, and like in almost videos nowadays, I love inking the edges of stuff, so especially this time of year. So I probably sound like a stuck record now, but anyway. so just getting all the inking done around all these pieces. There are layers, so the purple and the slightly sort of more yellow orange that I've just inked are the layers that will go on the mechanism to start the card off, so, and to create the box part of the card. So you'll see that in a second. And basically the card base, so the black piece of card, folds almost like a Z card, so it has this sort of Z shape to it, and then the piece that will go across it, the orange piece, that is in the opposite direction, so the folds are in the opposite side, so the longer piece will be on the left rather than the right hand side. It'll make more sense when you actually see the pieces come together. So here there are actually numbers on these little guys, so on the tombstone and the pumpkin there are numbers that cuts out, and that's to show you which piece is going to layer in the front, like first or second basically. And I mean, it's kind of obvious. The taller one will go in the back, so the tombstone is taller than the pumpkin, so it will go in the back, so that's the second one, or the second layer. But I actually do it from the back to the front, so I will put the tombstone on first and then the pumpkin, and you'll see what I mean in a bit when I get all this inking done. So yes, there's a lot of inking but it makes a massive difference, I think. I could have also done some more on the tombstone, thinking about it. I could have put RIP on it or something like that. That could have been quite cute, but I didn't. So there you go, afterthoughts and all that. And then I wanted the cat's eyes to sort of, and features to sort of not be so stark white. So I just, because you're not going to see the ink on the black paper or card, I just inked it up, even though I inked around the edges. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing this for, because you can't see it. And you can't really see the white, you know, the way that the vintage photo on the white for the cat, how that showed up, but in real life it shows up quite nicely. And you might be able to see it in the photos at the end. So stick around for that if you want to see a little bit more of the detail of the card. So I'm going to use this stamp from My Pink Stamper and from Peachy Keen. So the My Pink Stamper one says "Too cute to spook." I thought that was really sweet. And also there's a stamp in there that says "Scaredy Cat," which could have worked really well for this one as well. So I went with "Too cute to spook" instead. And again, these are all pieces that I've cut from that file that you get. So really easy. And look at this. What a difference this makes. I think it's so cute. Anyway, there is actually a face that will cut out, but my I didn't have enough grip on my mat for my scan and cut, so it lifted every time. So I just copied the shape and actually cut that out myself, and then used my stamps instead. But I still love how it turned out. So, oh, if your mat's not too sticky for something like a scan and cut or a Cricut or something like that, then you can also use some temporary adhesive on the back of your card. Try not to spray your mat because it can interfere with the mechanisms, but if you spray the back of your card and then put that onto your cutting mat, then send it through the machine, you should be good to go. It depends what you're making as well, because obviously you want to be able to remove the adhesive from the back, so you could have one of those adhesive removers. They look like a big block of rubber basically. Maybe that's what it is, I don't know. And it helps to remove any adhesive that you don't want, like around the edges, like if you've used wet glue and stuff like that. So that might help to actually get it off the back. So here I'm just putting all the pieces together. So I'm just putting all the layers on. So do you see how the orange piece, the longer bit, is actually on the left hand side, whereas the black and purple one, it's on the wider bit, is on the right hand side. And so this is what helps to create that box shape, which you'll see in a second when I actually glue it together. It's very easy to put together. Seriously, so easy. So there's your Z fold on that one, and there's your Z on the other, and that's basically going to create your box fold. So on the smaller piece on the right hand side, we're going to line that up, and I just lined it up flat, just along the edge and where I wanted it, and get it as straight as possible. But it's honestly, it's so easy once you get it going there. And then you just need to be careful and aware of where you're going to actually stick the second one, because you don't want to go right across that whole left panel. You only want it on the part that's going to stick to the main card base, so the purple and black bit. You don't want it sticking anywhere else, otherwise you're just going to stick the whole thing shut. So just be aware of that. And that's basically the mechanism. That's your card, basically. That's the box card. So here I'm going to put the little what's it called? Tombstone. Tombstone together, and the pumpkin together. And yeah, of course, my cat was in and out of this video like you won't believe. And at one point I lost the top of my pumpkin. You'll see on the pumpkin piece there's like a little bit sticking out. That should be for like the greenery on a pumpkin. Yeah, I think my cat ate it. So thanks, magic. So when I looked at it like this, I was like, oh, that don't look right, because then this is where I realized I didn't have it, so I had to cut it off. So my pumpkin does look a little odd, I know, but anyway. I wasn't gonna like start again or anything. I could have actually colored it in. I didn't think of that. I could have actually just inked it. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Anyway, so got them to make the pop-up bits together. Just putting my cat together now, and this was super easy as well. I love that the back piece actually is slightly smaller, so it fits really well into that little, you know, onto the back piece, so you don't have that sort of edge sticking out, which sometimes is okay, but sometimes you don't really want that. And then just putting his eyeballs on. I mean, look at it. He's a bit of a scaredy cat. He's very cute though. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these guys together. So these two flaps on the side are what's going to hold it in place. So you're going to put adhesive on both of those, and then you're going to butt them up into the back of the card. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean here. So where those folds are, they're going to go right to the back of the card on both sides, lining them up. And I actually fold it down to line it up. And so those folded pieces are actually sitting right against the back of the card. So now when I put the pumpkin in, those folded pieces that we're putting adhesive on are going to butt up to where the tombstone is. So hopefully you can see enough of this. But honestly, it's so easy. So easy. So hopefully you can see it there. It's super easy to do. And that creates, because they're also cut at slightly different parts of that piece, they're not straight in front of each other. They naturally just have their own spot, as it were. So there you go. See, that's the little mechanism. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to put this guy on, and what I decided to do was I wanted him to sit so that you couldn't see the inside pieces. So I played around with this until I got it to where I wanted it, and I just put the kitty, I folded the card closed and then put the kitty on, where, again, being aware of where the adhesive is, because you don't want to glue the whole thing shut, and just glued him and popped him on there so that when it's closed you can't see the little surprise on the inside, being the pop-up bit and the graveyardy bit. That's what I'm calling it. With my pumpkin who has no hair, but you know, we'll ignore that bit. And then the little sentiment is going to just go on the inside there. And that's basically the card. It was really easy to put together. Yes, there are a lot of pieces. Obviously I had to die cut all these different colored pieces and all that sort of stuff. But it's really easy and it's super. Sorry, I got a call in the middle of that. So this is a very, very cute cards and very easy to do. So I hope you like this. I hope you've enjoyed the whole thing of an SVG cut file, which I know not everybody does, but there are lots of you who do your crafting this way. And I hope to see you in the next one, guys. If you like this, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell if you want to see more from me. It also lets YouTube know that you like what you see. So I will see you in the next one, guys. Have a happy Halloween and a crafty day. Bye!